guys, today I want to talk about the ultimate survival rifle, what that could look like. I mean, could it be an AK? Or maybe a Ruger 1022? Or could it be an AR-15? Let's talk a little bit about all of them, calibers, and let's get into the pros and cons. Let's go. Okay, so let's take a look at 22 long rifle. Could it fill that role as a rifle to be able to handle most anything in a survival scenario? And I would have to say probably not. I've heard a lot of people claim this to be a great survival rifle. I think it has its place. But 22 long rifle has an effective range of about 50 yards. You have a fairly small round moving at about 1200 feet per second, 1250. It's not a real fast round. And so it's kind of limited. You don't have a lot of energy transfer when it hits, so it's good for hunting small game. It's great for target practice and plinking. But as far as being able to be used for home defense or for large-scale hunting, you're not going to be able to take down mid-sized game very effectively with that. So I would have to say that it's probably not the greatest. That would be some of the cons. I mean, there are some pros. It's lightweight, doesn't recoil, you can get fast follow-up shots. You take something like this Ruger 1022, it's extremely accurate. I mean, at 50 yards, you can stack dime-sized groups in all day long. So it's a very accurate round. You can stockpile a lot of it. It is relatively cheap. I mean, I have a lot of 22 ammunition. So it's great in that aspect, but as far as being able to fulfill that one rifle does it all, I would say it probably lacks. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, so we got an AK in front of us. Let's talk a little bit about the AK-47. This could go for the AK-74 as well. It's a good platform, and honestly, I really like the AK platform personally. It definitely has some pros and cons. It has some limiting factors, and it has some areas that it shines. I mean, the AK-47 is known to be one of the most reliable firearms out there. For a semi-automatic rifle, these things just run. You can fill them full of sand and dirt. A lot of times they'll keep running. I mean, there's videos out there of soldiers finding old ones that were rusted up. You kick the bolt open and they're able to start feeding ammunition. So I mean, these things are pretty durable. They're pretty tough. And I really like them. And a little disclaimer, all the rifles on this video have been cleared. No ammunition in it. Magazines are empty. So, you know, the AK-47 is a really cool gun. They have a lot of pros. Like I said, they'll just run and run and run. Some cons are they're heavy. I mean, an AK-47 is a fairly heavy rifle. It's forward heavy because they're a gas piston setup. So when it comes to tearing them down and cleaning them, you have a lot more going on than some of the other platforms. You have a gas piston up here and you have to tear your whole front end down to clean it. To clean it well anyway, to clean out your gas system. So, I mean, there are some negatives. Most AKs come factory with just iron sights and no way to really mount optics. Sometimes you can rivet on a dovetail on the side that'll let you mount optics on it. I have a CNC Warrior machined rail system on this that I really like. It's got a zero retention front pin system that lets you pull this off to clean your gas system. And this is a pretty cool setup. It's fairly expensive. I think I paid almost $400 for this rail system. So when you're talking about picking up a rifle to get started, you know, an AK is not a cheap gun anymore. You're looking at a $1,000 rifle, which is another con. And then if you were to do something like this, another $400 and then an optic and then a light or whatever else you want to put on it. The caliber itself is great, 7.62 by 39. It's not a long range round, but 7.62 by 39 is a fairly capable round. It's got a heavy 30 caliber bullet, you know, 123 grain. I guess as far as 30 caliber goes, it's not heavy, but for some of the other rounds out there, like the AR-15 and the 5.56, this is a lot heavier. It's shorter range because it's a little slower speed. It's about 2,200 feet per second, but it does transfer a lot of energy. It's good for 100 yards, 150 yards. I mean, you could even take it out to 200 yards. And you could definitely hunt deer with this. So this is something that you could hunt mid-sized game with. You could use it to defend your home. Those are some of the pros. It's got maybe not the most accuracy out of rifles out there, but I mean, it's capable. At 100 yards, you could hit a pie plate with it all day long, so it'll do its job. So, I mean, is it in the top? It's probably in the top 10, but I definitely wouldn't put it at number 1. Like I said, I really like the AK platform, but some of the cons are the weight. And then when you start looking at ammunition, AK ammunition in 7.62 by 39 is actually fairly heavy. So when you start putting them into 30 round magazines, your magazines start adding up pretty quickly in weight. So let's get into the next option, and it's my favorite. Alright, so on to my favorite. My number one pick would be the AR-15. It's very modular, you have a lot of caliber options, and it's short and lightweight. It's a great rifle platform for almost anything you would need. You have a lot of different caliber options. You got the standard 5.56, which is one of my favorite. You have the 300 Blackout, 6.5 Grendel, and just a lot. There's a lot from 6mm Art to there's some new 338 rounds out there. There's just a lot on the AR-15 platform. You have a lot of options and versatility. This is my rifle. This is my go-to. This is what I would grab in that kind of a scenario. And this is a standard 16-inch length carbine with red dot. I got a Vortex Spark AR running with a 3x magnifier and a flip to the side mount. You got foregrip and a Surefire weapon light with some backup iron sights. I mean, this thing will pretty much do what you need it to. You can use it for tactical home defense, and you could hunt with it. So it's a good setup. But if you wanted to get a little bit more hunting specific, you could do something like this 223 Wild Upper that I got, where you have a designated scoped rifle. I really like this, a heavy barrel. This right here is very accurate. This is a Bear Creek Arsenal, and it'll shoot 1/2 to 3/4 inch groups at 100 yards. So I've actually hunted with this a little bit. I've taken a deer or two with it. This works really well. And despite what a lot of people think, a 55 grain SST will take down a deer fairly easily. So for mid-sized game, it does work. And yeah, I had no problem putting a deer down, so that works really well. And then you've got steel cased ammunition, which is pretty cheap still. I mean, you can get for a little over $300. Sometimes you can find 1,000 rounds, so that makes it an option for plinking and shooting. Good for target practice, and there are a few different ammo options out there. And then another option you have is the CMMG bolt carrier, which I really like this. I can put this into my standard 5.56 223, and it turns my 22 caliber barrel into a 22 long rifle. So I can run 22 long rifle with their CMMG magazines, and it feeds flawlessly. I have ran this quite a bit and found it to be pretty accurate. For converting down to 22 long rifle, it shoots pretty well. I've never had an action fail, so they always cycle, and the ammo, typically it's pretty consistent. It may not be like shooting a Ruger 1022 or something like that, but you get pretty decent groups. So if you're gonna be hunting small game or using it for target shooting, this works great. So now you have two options. You got 5.56 and 22 long rifle in one gun. So if you were wanting to pick up one rifle for a survival, that one scenario, this could be the one. And then you also have other options. If you want to build onto that eventually, you can buy other uppers. You can get a 6.5 Grendel upper, which I really like the 6.5 Grendel as well. The 6.5 Grendel is an amazing caliber. You got a 6.5mm bullet traveling at a little over 2,500 feet per second. It's fairly flat out to 100, 150 yards. And they say this is a 1,200 yard round. I mean, for what it is, it may not be a 6.5 Creedmoor, but it's only a couple hundred feet per second slower. So you have a lot of opportunity for hunting. I mean, that would take down mid-sized game at 400 yards. So you got that. You got 7.62 by 39 in the same. So in an AR-15 platform, you could run 7.62 by 39. You do got to get specialized magazines to run that. So if you wanted to have an AR that shoots the AK round, you can do that. And then you've got the 300 Blackout, which I really like the 300 Blackout. So I also have a 300 Blackout here up on the wall that's suppressed, and I shoot subsonic through it. It's fairly quiet. And you run subsonic 300 Blackout, and it may not be the fastest thing out there, but it has pretty decent energy out to 100 yards. So you could take down a deer with that, and you could do it quietly if you needed to. If you didn't want everybody around you to know that you were taking something during a bad situation to feed your family, it's a way to be quiet. So when you look at that as an option, it's a great option. But if you're just starting to get into the AR-15 platform, a standard AR-15 with a 16-inch barrel in 5.56 is a great way to go. I mean, it's really hard to beat the versatility. You've got optics layouts you can set up exactly how you want. You've got different light systems you can run on them. You got backup iron sights and different weapon sights they make. You have a lot of different options for configuration for butt stocks and pistol grips. I run these low angle pistol grips. I really like them. I've got them on a couple of my rifles. It relaxes your wrist angle, keeps you more upright. So if you're doing like CQB or keeping it in tight, you keep that profile where your wrist is a little more natural. So there's a lot of options for grips, and you can get like sniper style palm low grips for longer builds. I have a 6.5 Grendel that I built out for long range shooting. It's a 20-inch barrel. It's a really accurate gun. It has a heavy barrel profile, and I run a palm low grip on it, and I really love that rifle. It's really accurate, it shoots really well, and you get good powder burn out of that 6.5 Grendel round on that 20-inch barrel. So when you look at the AR-15 platform, it has so much versatility. It can be built out however you want it. If you wanted that one gun to do it all, it's possible. Especially when you start looking at it with the 22 long rifle conversion and the standard 5.56 rifle. It really kind of opens up that window of being able to have one gun that shoots a couple of rounds and you can pack some ammo away for it, and it's not relatively expensive. So AR-15s have come down in price tremendously over the last few years. When you start looking at AR-15s, you can build an AR-15 for less than $400 sometimes. You catch some of those sales on some of the different websites out there, and it's pretty easy to build one fairly cheap now. Or you can buy an AR-15 at your local gun store relatively cheap. So when you're looking at the AR-15, I think honestly it could fit that role as survival rifle better than a lot of others, especially at the price point. Price point for quality and for what you get out of it, for versatility, it outshines everything else out there. So that would definitely be my number one pick. So what do you think about the ultimate survival rifle? What would your rifle be? What kind of a build would you do? Or if you already have one, let me know. Go ahead and comment down below. Thanks for watching. If this is the kind of thinking that speaks to you, hit subscribe. I'll be covering gear, prepping systems, homestead tactics, and off-grid survival. Don't get caught off guard. Let's get ready together.